champion boxing in sports. David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde. Got a big fight coming up on a stacked card. Yo, what's the story with David Benavidez? David Benavidez can scrap. He never got the Canelo fight. He will never get the Canelo fight. So he bubbles up to 175. He fights David Morrell. Does the business. It wasn't an easy fight. Even he said it was a tough fight. But he does the business of David Morrell. He showed me that he could take a shot because David Morrell caught him. David Morrell had his back on the rope. He threw a counter left hook and landed. David Benavidez his legs buckled. And I was like, oh damn. But he didn't go down. Stayed up and kept putting that work on David Morrell. And now he's going to fight Anthony Yarde, who he doesn't have the pedigree, the amateur pedigree of David Morrell, who's an outstanding Cuban fighter. But Anthony Yarde has good defense. He has great power. He gave Artur Beterbiev all he could handle. He gave Kovalev all he could handle until eventually, those guys who are hard hitters, they were able to catch up to him. But Yarde, who's more seasoned now, is more experienced. But one thing for sure is he has a lot more to lose because this is his last opportunity to try to get a crack at a title. After this, who knows what happens to him? And it's unfortunate that in the sport of boxing, when you get really competitive 50-50 fights, what we want to see, one person loses, and boxing fans, promoters, and the secret society, man, they throw them to the side, and I don't think that's fair. But I do realize that Yarde has everything to lose, and his back is in the corner, and he's going to come out swinging. Now, you ask me, okay, so what are you saying? You think Yarde wins? Nah, hell no. Let's not take it to the stupid. I think anybody can win on any given night because the best fighter doesn't win. It's the fighter who boxes the best. But what I do think is David Benavidez, who is very aggressive, is a very emotional fighter. Because if you hit Benavidez, he's going to sit there and smile and want to get you back. High guard, jab, probe at you, throw hard shots, throw hard hooks, get in close and then start to get to work, you know what I mean? Throw to the body, come upstairs, got fast hands. But I'm going to say something here. David Benavidez, his family is growing. He's down in Miami now. He seems to be maturing outside the ring. And maybe that's going to correlate to inside the ring and his in-ring performance against Anthony Yarde. So I think he gets the win, but I know he wants Bivol, he wants Beterbiev. He's even talking about Zurdo Ramirez going to cruiserweight. When I hear him talk like that, you tend to think that maybe a fighter isn't focused on the task at hand. I'm going to tell you, I don't think that's the case for David Benavidez. I think he's focused on the task at hand. But I think he's frustrated with his career. He's happy, he's making good money, he's had good people around him, he's been making a lot of money since he's been a teenager, And he's still out here getting paid great money now, working with Turki Al-Sheikh and everything. But I think he's a little frustrated because something about him not getting a Canelo fight really took something out of him, man. You can tell that shit irks him, it irks him. Because Canelo is the scalp that he wanted. But Crawford got the scalp. Bivol got the scalp. Mayweather got the scalp. And David Benavidez wants to get Canelo's scalp. This thing about Yarde, yeah, he'll take that scalp, but that ain't really what he wants. If he fights Bivol or Beterbiev and somehow ends up undisputed at 175, let me tell you something. I don't think he'll ever be satisfied. Now, do I think he can go out and do all that? Yeah, I think Benavidez could become undisputed at 175 and at cruiserweight. But I'm going to tell you, anybody gets in the ring with him, although I mentioned all these different things going on with him and just me being on the outside, it's called optics, I'm just observing him. I think no matter how distracted he may get, how frustrated he may be with his boxing career, there's something that's always going to be a thorn in his side. It's almost like he didn't get to fight Canelo and get that Canelo scalp. So almost like that's the fight that was going to validate him and prove to everyone and prove to himself that he's the top dog in boxing. And because he'll never get that fight, I think he's the kind of guy who will have that hunger forever, because he'll forever be annoyed at the fact that Canelo was the fight that missed him. And he's talking about fighting another 15 years or something. So, we're going to see how far David Benavidez goes. But I'm pretty optimistic, man. And Yarde can fight. But he started fighting so late. And Benavidez was 15 sparring Latif Coyote, Kelly Pavlik, Dimitri Bivol, and Triple G and those guys. 15, 16, 17, man. Fighting world champions. And y'all probably don't even know who Kelly Pavlik is. Don't even know who Latif Coyote is. Those guys were killers at that time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, big up to David Benavidez. I got David Benavidez doing the business with Yarde, but I'm gonna say this: I'm not entirely counting Anthony Yarde out. Anthony Yarde can fight, and he's got everything to lose, man. And he's not gonna go down easy. I'll put it to you that way. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks David Benavidez down, and Benavidez shows us, what he's made of, and he gets back up, dust off that knockdown, and really goes to work after that. But I wouldn't be surprised. He's had a flash knockdown before. Y'all may not remember, but he's had a flash knockdown before, so don't be surprised if it happens again. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Everything is Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.